Okay, so unfortunately I've had a few problems trying to make the next part of the video. A lot of death and the such, just generally things getting in the way of me progressing like I would like. But anyway, pick the game back up here just as I unlock that door. I'm just going to continue on exploring around, see if I can find anything interesting. I do need to find that health potion and sort of mentally trace where it is in my mind so that future playthroughs I can go straight to the health potion should I need to do that. But I would quite like to avoid this room as it has been a source of some of my deaths. Okay, so these chests, we know that chest is empty. There's a guy there, but I'm hesitant to attack because I know that there's another one in that room somewhere. He only has to wander around and he might hear and lay siege to my cranium. Okay. What to do? Back in the toilets. So we're just gonna head this way. Anything interesting here? Fall straight on my face. Oh, okay, Axeman. Could be an issue. Wish me luck, everybody. Really, I should be able to just get this guy down without any issue. His swings are so wild. He's quite easy to predict. Having said that, getting hit by an axe is not fun. He's likely to take off a very substantial portion of health should he actually make contact with one of these blows. Fortunately, he is having some difficulty with the narrow corridor, which is certainly one of the reasons why I like using the hand axe, because its size just lends really well to fights like this. Slashed across his face. Surely just one or two more now and they'll go down. Excellent. I don't suppose he's got anything on him other than that quite horrific looking axe. The stats like on that. They're okay. Like I say though, I try and avoid the two-handed weapons if possible. Let us continue. Okay. So there's a lot of defences up and around in this area. Reading some of the lore, that fits quite nicely. These things as well, you can actually move them around, and they do cause a lot of problems for enemies. So, like laying a little trap of these things in a row where you know something's going to patrol is probably a decent idea. Certainly one way to do things. And look at this, we have found some braces. Immediately on. Straight upgrade, considering we didn't have any before that, so... Excellent. I think that's everything from here, potentially useful. Ooh, there's a keg there with a tap on. It's a shame I can't just... lie down underneath it. Oh well. I love how the axe gets bloodied as well after you've been fighting with it. I think that's such a nice little detail. Okay, where are we heading now? Not towards Doom, I would hope. recognise this from the last time. There's that axe again. The question is, which way did I actually go from there? Right, I think it was this way, but the one and only time I've had a game-breaking bug whilst playing this game was trying to record this part, and it was when I walked down here. So, if I walk down here and we get a bug again, then, you know, hooray, I've repeated the bug, but unfortunately it sort of renders this video a little bit useless for being titled number 3 anyway for the series. Okay, we managed to get through there with no sort of problem, which is good. Now we are faced with this stark choice, left or right. Well, I'm going to go for this one first. And yes, here we have the health potion. And I do feel a lot better having this in my inventory. I've actually avoided spoilers. I've avoided reading anything that would help me out in terms of finding things, and even combat. Like I've just sort of learnt it myself as I've gone along, which was massively frustrating at first, but worthwhile doing. I think it's I've learnt the combat to a reasonable degree. You know, I've progressed through the novice arena, and I do feel quite proud of myself for doing it myself. Where when it's very easy to go online and find walkthroughs and guides and things, there's something about a game like this that just compels me to do it alone. You know, it's like a challenge of the mind. Okay, we've got an enemy in here, and from a memory, this memory gets back up, but isn't too strong. So what we're going to try and do is just take them out before anyone has a chance to join in, potentially. Okay, let's get zoomed in. That was quite a nasty hit. Have one back. I used the backhand swing on that one, which isn't really a move that I use a lot. It can give you really devastatingly powerful hits. However, it's I think anyway, I'm not sure if this is true, but it seems like it's a little bit slower than... Okay, he went down quite quickly. Yeah, it seems like it's a little bit slower, and it just gives the enemies a chance. And also when you're in this position, like sort of side on, trying to do it, you are very open to attack. So you have to be absolutely sure that you're gonna land the hit and not get something full in the face if you're gonna do that move. Anyway, some tasty lore for us. What do we have here? Long list of people undergoing treatment, often grievous wounds. Many injuries appear to be bites and lacerations, presumably resulting from the attacks of some sort of animal. I want to meet that animal and kill it. Okay. So yeah, the impression you get from this area is, well, hospital, you know, you've got beds all lined in a row. Crutches, bedpans, which is what that dude was attacking me with. But yeah, hospital area to this building. Obviously, very cool, and yeah, I should have seen that coming, really. Hey, nicely balanced there, my friend. But yeah, enough of this. And look, we've actually made a video that's beyond 4 minutes long, so this one might actually make it onto the old YouTubes and go up, so that's something at least. I probably shouldn't tempt fate there though, because Who knows? Right, toilets. My experience of toilets is that you won't find anything in the toilets. So with that in mind, we're going to move on. Find ourselves a new area to explore. This chest as well, I've already searched it. Another empty one, unfortunately. And I think you can search this one. No, there is another desk that you can search. Probably a bit later on. But yeah, a lot of these things are empty. Which sort of fits with the feel, you know, you don't want everything to be rammed full when it obviously seems such a desolate place. I mean, all these bottles are empty and everything's empty. I would say that I'd like to see more lore. I'd love to see more paperwork and more of the logbooks and you know, just the books, because they don't seem to. It doesn't seem to matter that they're here. That doesn't detract away from, you know, it adds to the sense of this place being abandoned. Okay, list of people assigned to guard duty here. The same names are repeated, signed, and stamped over and over again. Occasionally, a name disappears suddenly and is replaced by another. No reason is noted. So guards were being replaced. Who knows why? Horrible experiments turning them into zombies, I suspect. Okay. We do have a fight on our hands here. What has he got equipped? Okay, he's got a butcher's blade, so being too close to him isn't necessarily what we want to be. Keeping a bit of distance. Although his swings are fairly wide, so it should be quite easy to find little openings. Not if I turn my back on him like that though. Okay, that was a nice one. Be a little bit careful now because I've taken some hits. I probably wouldn't survive another, say, 2 or 3 of those lighter hits. Big hits I can probably take about the same, 2 I would imagine, but they do. Okay, maybe slightly more of the yellow damage. Hopefully we're going to get this guy down. He's quite stubborn, but down he goes. And we're just going to chill out for a little while whilst our yellow health, which I'm assuming is like superficial damage for the yellow, and you know, lasting damage is your red, which again fits with the realism, and I absolutely love. Just little details like that when it comes to realism make a massive difference, and like I said in my first video, the realism in this game is something else. Anyway, we have another fight on our hands here. I don't think we need to light this area. This guy looks pretty scary because he's got, oh, okay, he's got that hooked pole. We're going to try and just take advantage of the fact that he's got to get us at quite a large range, and he's not in the most ideal of environments for his large weapon. His swings are hitting the wall quite a bit. That one, however, hit my shield. Okay, the environment actually went against me there, which isn't the best. And I'm actually kind of surprised that he didn't manage to hit me. Okay, quite a nice hit, but he followed it up with a very nice reply. Nope, I missed. Let's get this guy down. This is a very awkward fight in this little narrow room. All these barrels. Is he down? Excellent. Quite a suave belt. I mean, the belt in stats is better than the waistcoat that I've got on, but two things. The waistcoat covers me up, and obviously that is reflected in the coverage stat, but also the waistcoat looks awesome. And I can't really justify taking that off for a crappy little belt. So we progress on. Now, what sort of room are we in here? They look like the stocks, like shackles, don't they? Someone's been tethered up here and pelted with Lord knows what. And yeah, we have like prisoner cells here, and that makes sense with the book being about guard duty and guards, clearly guarding some prisoners. Intriguing. So far this place has got, I mean, the hospital and prison. That, you know, you'd have the two together if you were treating prisoners. And then there's like a lumber mill down the stairs. So it seems as if this place was pretty self-sufficient. As more of the lore pops up, I'm looking forward to all the speculation. Okay, these cells seem pretty empty. We've got a toilet syndrome on the nothing in the toilets, nothing in the cells, and you kind of wouldn't expect anything in these cells. You'd perhaps expect like somebody's name scratched into the wall, or a huge cock on the side or something. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you wouldn't really expect to find items of armor or weapons in a prison cell. That doesn't make any sense. So, fair enough that they're all empty. What have we got in here? Okay, intriguing. Is this leading us through to another area? Well, we may as well have a look around. There's something on the floor, is there? No. Trick of the light, but we do have an enemy who's coming straight at us, which isn't the best. Okay. We just about managed to get into the combat mode in time. Quite sure why it's spun around like that. I think it's just environmental issues with this car. It seems to just be catching me slightly. It's going okay so far. Ooh, that was bad. See, this is the point where I have to start debating, do I take the health potion now or do I wait? I've got like half red damage. Ooh, it looks like we're going to be taking it now, I think. So long as we actually get through this fight, which I think we should. Get a little jab in at his head. Yes. Oh, so satisfying when you kill them like that. Okay. What does this guy have? That's leather, so that is an upgrade for me. Nope. 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 So nothing else of use on that dude. How brave do I feel? First off, we're going to just declutter some of this and excess stuff that we've got, because I don't need to carry around the table leg anymore. We've upgraded this gear. It's going to be a decent indication if we're retreading this ground that we've been on, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, there's so much to explore. I've almost certainly missed things as I've gone round, but I'm just keen to you know, just see new areas, see all these new places whilst I'm still alive, or whilst I still can take advantage of that. Okay. We found a health potion reasonably quickly though, which is I'm quite happy about, as now it's sort of a simple case of picking it up as early as possible. It's such a massive thing to have a health potion, when obviously it's a roguelike, and decisions. My experience with these doors is that there's usually something slightly more interesting behind these doors than just the normal ones, but that just might be my brain making patterns where there aren't any. Anyway, let's try this one. We've got a big long corridor. Do we fight him? I think we should. I mean, this is a case where the normal swing just seems to figure. Of course, another guy with a sword. That's quite scary. Right. I need him to kill his mate. Yes, and he did. Thank you. Okay. So in the playthrough where I got the furthest, it was actually two of these guys that killed me, and so if I kill this guy, that is a big if at the moment, then that is, you know, I'll see that as progress, because I'm pretty sure he's one of the guys that was part of the team that, oh dear, that did me over. I could really do with getting him down now. Ah. Well, there we go. I think actually maybe I've got enough footage to upload this, and what I'll do is I'll probably try and get back to the point where I've got the health potion and I'm in this area again, and then do the next part of the video and see if I can actually get a bit further. But I think this one's probably worth uploading, even though that I did die. Damn it. Alright.